You ever read chapter 1 and then read chapter 2, and they sound hand in hand, and you wish you could read them together in sequence? Well, I did that for you. Now, when reading, you see some key points that talk about Adam's creation being before the herbs and before the trees, which was on day 3, giving him dominion over the fowl and over the cattle on day 6. And we know that the fowl were created on day 5 and the cattle were created on day 6, and then man was given dominion. It almost gives you an image that God created the earth, and the first thing out of the earth he created was man. And man got to witness everything after. Man was not a witness to heaven and earth, as in Job. No man was a witness to anything of heaven and earth. However, there is a little bit of a loophole there. Adam probably was a witness to the plants and named them. Probably was a witness to the whales. Probably was a witness to the fowl and witness to all the cattle. And as God had created them one by one, he bestowed it in front of him, and Adam named them. And then after this, God didn't find any help meet for Adam himself, and therefore created Eve. Now the story of Eve is where it gets really interesting. Eve was the very first thing created, not from dust, but from man, for man. That was God's way of saying, I will make you a special gift. I also want to point out how it talks about God planting a garden eastward in Eden. And when we study some maps and we look at them, we see that it is over there in the Middle East, right, of the world. And it's really hard not to see that Eden is the earth and the garden, or paradise, was over there. And that when he was planting the Garden of Eden over there in the east, I believe that that was when he was making all of the plants and the herbs and the trees. The more you read, the more you word up. God said again, let the waters under the heaven be gathered into one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and he called ye gathering together of the waters seas. And God saw that it was good. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth, when they were created in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. And every plant in the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, neither was there a man to till the ground, but a mist went up from the earth, and watered all the earth. And the Lord God also made the man of the dust of the ground, and breathed in his face breath of life. And the man was a living soul. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had made. Then God said, let the earth bud forth the bud of the herb, that seedeth seed, the fruitful tree whence beareth fruit according to his kind, which may have his seed in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth the bud of the herb, that seedeth seed according to his kind, also the tree that yield fruit, whence hath his seed in itself according to his kind. And God saw that it was good. For out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree pleasant to the sight, and good for meat, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Then the Lord God took the man, and put him into the garden of Eden, that he might dress it and keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, Thou shalt eat freely of every tree of the garden, but as touching the tree of knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it. For whensoever thou eatest thereof, thou shalt die the death. So the evening and the morning were the third day. Also the Lord God said, It is not good that the man should be himself alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him. So the Lord God formed of the earth every beast of the field, and every fowl of the heaven, and brought them unto the man, to see how he would call them. For howsoever the man named the living creature, so was the name thereof. Afterward God said, Let the waters bring forth in abundance every